Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with Smart Robie. I do hope you are still using the stock market as another mean to make that extra opportunity. That's right, or extra income or extra whatever that you need. This market is definitely moving up higher. And if you have not catch it yet, definitely Green Pentagon will be one of the first indicator that would help you. I think most importantly, all of us need to be at one point, have to have skill or the knowledge to get hold of some of this knowledge that will benefit from us. And I do hope some of the things they are sharing with you have been very beneficial, as it had for many of our members who have checked out our program for our masterclass. And if you have not, we are starting our masterclass this weekend. Also check it out so you can actually benefit from many of this program now. Always, as I said before, there are many opportunities. We just need to look into them and find out now. If not, check out and contact our help desk. And also, our 10-day free trial is still ongoing, worth 2,688, that will give you unparalleled advantages that many people have not seen. But let's get at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show, and also some of the things I've talked about in the morning podcast. Now, if you look at the this morning in here, the market seems to be holding its level. If I look at the Smart Robie right now, it is up 1.87, okay, 1.87, which is really the resistance that we see at 150. More on that as we go on. Many of these stocks are doing fairly well in here, but again, you want to be buying when you first see that Green Pentagon. And of course, those of you who has been following me for a fair while, I've been saying this time and time again, right? Following the Green Pentagon will benefit you in here. And for those of you who want to be trading the intraday, that's the one you'll be looking at. All right, so first and foremost, what are the things that we want to be covering today? Today, we're going to be talking about end of rising market. As I said before, we came from a market bottoming. We went to a stage one, end of a stage one. Then we begin the stage two, which is a markup. We are midway right now in mid stage two. So mid stage two, what we're looking at is the end of a rising market for your stocks. That's right, end of a rising market. So after rising a mid stage two, you likely to see the end of an uptrend. Now this uptrend can continue, so it's very important that you get this skill and also know how to find out what are the first sign for the end of a rising market. Definitely the first one, of course, once it's confirmed, will be red pentagon. That's right. So at end of a rising market, the market will still continue to go up, but it's on up bar narrow spread. So you see a lot of tests on the top there, and that is likelihood we'll see where this market likely to end very soon. So you also want to see the market will close in the middle or close on the low. Volume will generally be very high or very low. And usually after that, we see weakness will follow up. And right now on the KLSE, we have already an uptrust. Now check it out in here, as I'm going to just show you the chart here. On this side, let me just pinch it up. You will see on my left hand side, that is an uptrust. Okay, an uptrust is a sign of weakness. So that is something that you want to be careful in here. Of course, for all those of you who want to have a longer term, you want to keep that and go into the Robie FA list stock. Okay, the Robie FA list stock, that's the one to be focusing, paying good dividend. And if you're not getting that, then that is something which is not correct in here. Many of our members who follow many of our strategies benefited in that, especially in our previous 20-day live trading trade, which actually ended about a week ago, and some of those has done pretty well in here. I'm sure you're already aware of the story. If not, check it out in our website in here. Now do take note, the market is still going through a lot of market volatility. Stick to the Robie FA stock and with Green Pentagon. All right, and we are one of the provider of the Green Pentagon through our Smart Robie, as well as our VSA 360 in here, following the works of VSA in here. Now in our Pentagon guided trading portfolio, we still added another new trade in here. Is IJM. We actually added in on Wednesday, so you can track it through the QR code up there. So far we have two trades, LHI and IJM. Hasn't made any great run yet, so remember this is a midterm to slightly longer level in here. And so far, we have outperformed the KLSE, which has come back a bit since then, outperforming it by almost a fair mean. No doubt, we are still in the negative 0.5, but hopefully with a couple of months of going, we hope to close up positive for this year. And right now, if you look from the KLSE, that's a red line. We are still outperforming in this episode 182. Now, if you look back at last week, this is a chart that you see, right? The KLSE, let me switch to a wider chart here. You can see here were the 40-day moving average, right? The market was trying to break through this level in here, 60, 65. But since then, it has broken through. The green pentagon started on the 17th of July. Very nice pickup if you have gone in since the green pentagon. So that's what, and time again, I said before, green pentagon, it's something that you want to have and you want to keep track of it every day, right? So also, we are in the mid of stage 2 right now. Stage 2 mid markup stage in here. So if you look from that, the market did turn over. You can see crack up, and then finally we have this uptrend. So take note, the uptrend has appeared as such, right? It is currently 2-month high. All right, we are in the middle of a mid stage 2, so take care of it. It can continue depending what's happening right now. The market has recovered, as I said before, even as we spoke of last Saturday. The many analysts and also economists from the Phillip Capital Investment Capital talk, they were still bullish on technology sector. So with a little bit of push on the technology sectors, the KLSE market may move a bit, but do take note, the KLSE are mainly heavyweight on the banking stocks. And of course, interest rate rising, which we did have also the 75 basis point from the US side. So that will mean our current market will rise by at least 25 basis point, which still point to finance sector will continue to do much better. So there's no red pentagon yet, hopefully, but this is already the first sign of weakness. Take note of it, because from time to time again, I will be continuing our analysis of this market as we talk about it also next week. So what are the things we are looking for the first sign of the end of rising market will be up bar on narrow spread. So we are looking here up bar on narrow spread. We haven't seen any, all right? So hopefully they will come in. My other analysis does point the next high target will be 1530, 1540 level. That's how high you can push up to right in here, but we don't want it to go too fast. Too fast, it will pull back to in. And take note, so far the volume is turning slightly higher in here. So likelihood, when we see this kind of high volume, market will also pulse through the next couple of days. That means this market may move sideways in here. And if the market do turn red pentagon like we see in here, then it probably signifies the end of the rising market in here. So with the uptrend we are seeing in here, expect market conjunction and pullback for the next 2 to 3 days. Now on the foreign fund flow, which actually explain historically what has happened in here, and this is available from the VSA 360. If you're not, get hold of our 10-day free trial worth 2688, where you have a chance to test drive the VSA 360, which has helped many of our members to achieve great result and explore new market opportunity that you have never done so. So a lot of market inflow in here, rising KLSE market, which explain this green inflow in here. We haven't have the peak yet. I think above the 125 and around 200, that's where the market will turn. So this market will continue to move a little bit on the upside, but do watch out for the end of the rising market. Now last week, 25th of July, we did talk about a couple of stocks, Matrix, BJ, Food and Gas Malaysia. Now these are Robie FA collection, which focuses on the fundamental with at least 3 or 4, 5 rating in here, and also carry good dividend stocks too in here. So all you gotta do is, let me just switch to a wider chart. You go over to the Robie FA collection, which is the one that you see here, and you can say, okay, so these are the list. So this morning, the Robie FA intraday alert has a lot of inlet. CMSP is up 1%. Wow, look at that. MSC is up 9%. SCGM is up 1.73%. Marsing 0.8%. So these are the one that has green pentagon and started to move up favorably. Amanda also, Scientec, KFIMA, and so forth. Whole list in here. We can also check out the last month winner and loser. Let me just hit on that one. And you can see the charts coming up here. SMI were the Scientec were the top of the list here. Robie FA list, SMI, Scientec, JF Tech, yes. JF Tech was a good one here. Came out on 8th of July. So this is the one that you want to be paying attention. PPCS and also Frontcan. Okay, Frontcan in here. Those are the one that you want to be looking at. So pretty interesting to see. Some of these stocks has done pretty well. So this is definitely an intraday Robie FA list that you want to check out. Let's take a look at what we have this morning for the last stock that we talked about, Matrix Concept. In episode 181, where the market was around the 25th of July, this is where we pick it up from here. And then since the market has moved up to 226, all right, 25th of July, and went up. Oh, let me just go back there again. So it did hit 2026, so it's nicely moving up. Matrix, let's take a look at Matrix here. Matrix is a good dividend, one of the strongest play in terms of fundamentals for the property sectors. Okay, so property sectors, if you want property, Matrix will be the one. P of 9 with a 5% of dividend, giving it a FA rating of 6 out in here. So target price is around 258, all right, which is the old high here. You can see 258, which is very close to it, which we do have another 13% upside. All right, Matrix is one of those fellas that you want to be talking. Next one is BJ Food. BJ Food, let's take a look at BJ Food fundamentals here. Okay, let's look at BJ Food and you look at stock fundamentals. So stock fundamental in here, we are talking about 4 with a P of 15 times. Not too bad, quite reasonable, but the ROE of 20%, must pay a small dividend, 0.64. And last week, we picked it up at 376. It did hit a high, pull back a bit at 418 for possible 10.5%, which does give you a gross profit of 500 ringgit for a trade size of 5,000 ringgit. Good one in here, but this does mean this market still has a bit of room given the background that I've talked about. Now, a far one that we talked about previously on the 18th of July, episode 180 in here, the stocks at that time, you will see right here. Let me just bring this stock here. It is trading above the 0 line, which is the market stages. So since then, it moved up to 313, right, and move up high of 340, still uptrend, 8.6% up, but this morning is also up 2.4% in here. Pretty good one. And Gas Malaysia is giving, let's take a look at Gas Malaysia and what kind of dividend is giving in here, being a good solid company as well. It is, right, and you have 6 out of 8, which is a 5% dividend. Pretty good one in here, moving up nicely. So with a possibility of 17.5 times PE of 398. Okay, 398. So that's an upside about 18% in here for this stock if you're going on the fundamentals. So that's a good one in here. So check out the Robie FA list. So on this episode, let's revise what we talk about, the end of a rising market, which is a stage 2 strategy. Okay, is the sector stronger, especially if you look at this example here, Gas Malaysia. So we can check out Gas Malaysia. We go back to main menu, go back to hot sectors, right? Technology, energy. Yes, energy is number 3. So again, this is a strong sector. So keep in mind, strong sectors, that is very likelihood we will see the end of rising market. Usually it happens when the sector is one of the most strongest. Number 3 in here, market stages is still in state. Let's take a look at the energy sectors here. You can click on the energy, and also you can find lots of other stocks that we have here. Coastal, Yinsun, Wah Siong, Server Dynamics, Perdana, right? And what are the others? Amada, Delium. These are the strongest strong stage stocks in here. Of course, you can always find the chart on our VSA 360 for that one. Do we see any up narrow bar spread? Not yet. We haven't seen that. So if you do see those, check out also the volume in here. Volume we don't see any. Of course, if we do see any of those volume up here, then it does signify the end of a rising market. So that's why I just want to cover very quickly today for the end of a rising market, which is the mid stage 2 strategy to take a bit of profit away. All right, now this week on our Smart Robie in here, you can also check it out, our stocks in mind, right? Bear in mind the KLSE may turn red Pentagon, all right? May turn red. So hot sectors, we have already seen it just now. Technology, industrial, telemedia, and plantation. Let's take a look at Scientec, SGM, and IJM, all right? So first one is Scientec, which is the industrial product, which also aligned with number 2 here. Market really bottom up for Scientec at 325. And let's check out Scientec. What kind of dividend do they pay? So I want to make sure you guys got some good dividend stocks in hand, and stock fundamentals, right? And those are giving it 2.5% with a PE of 12 times, pretty reasonable, and a ROE of 14 times. Okay, so compared to sector 16, this one's slightly lower. PE average for the industry 37, but this is 12 times, so that's pretty cheap in here. And dividend slightly lower too for Scientec, which has a play on industrial product as well as property. Next one we have is Segm. Now Segm, I do believe this is a packaging, another industrial product here. Okay, stock fundamentals, and you can see 4 out of 8, PE of 14, ROE of 14, and has a dividend of 3%. Very good one in here for these stocks in here. Potential PE of 15.5 times, target price of 247 at 247, which is actually the old high. You can see that at 7%. All right, 7%, which is pretty much over there in here. And last one is IJM, and this will be property. Okay, property. Let's look at stock fundamental in here. PE of 8, ROE of 7 with a dividend of 12%. That's pretty good. They probably have one very good dividend payout in here. Stocks definitely turned red, Pentagon. Let's take a look at this morning. Where is the stock price? Should be up this morning because we did have, up 1.7% back to 1.8. So that is a nice 1 bar pullback that we have for in here. Now, if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, just pencil those in there. I'll be happy to look at it in here after we have done this. So as a summary, what we are looking for at the end of a mid stage 2 is the end of rising market. The clues is going to come up from the volume and the price, and also look for either sign of weakness like uptrend. We have seen the KLSE already happening, sign of weakness. This is what we generally do, want our member to do. When the market is strong, you want to look for possible weakness. When the market now is heading higher, we want to look for possible weakness. When the market is weak, we want to look for possible strength. And that's what a good trader always does, a contrarian trader or contrarian investor. If you do that in tandem, you'll be ahead almost 95% of the people in there. I think that's why knowledge sharing that we do in Trade VSA, it's very, very beneficial to any of our members. So make sure you know what is the end of a rising market, which is generally very difficult to find for beginners if you're not trained. So that's why we encourage many of beginners to join some of our program in here and also collect some of these stocks, which is a Robie FA collection stocks. Wait for the red Pentagon before you do exit. Market stages will also help you in here. Make sure you enter those stocks that is showing above the zero line in here. All right. And partly one of the things that we do continue is to bring the best out from our traders. So a congratulations to our previous winner, Eric, Kitgo, and Zenely for doing that 20-day challenge in the month of June, which is actually a bearish month. The KLSE was down 2%. Eric able to perform very well, 28%. And second winner is Kitgo at 23%, while KLSE dropped 2.4%. And Zenely, which is also a previous winner of our Turtle Trading program in here, her portfolio is up 13.6%, while KLSE dropped 2.4%. So congratulations to all our 20-day trade challenge in here. And if you're not getting this kind of result and in here, perhaps you want to consider our foundation class 1 and 2 and sign up for a 1-year unlimited pass and 12-month membership that will put you ahead of 90% of people out there in here, right? So this is definitely one our program have gone through, and we continue to give you good benefits in here. And if you learned something this morning and willing to share it in our Google review, what are your biggest takeaway this morning? Of course, little clue for you is the end of the rising market in no less than 200 words in smart on the Google review, and you stand to win a chance of our 3-month membership worth 1,000 ringgit in here. So make sure you pencil those in on the Google review. Okay, and those of you who want to know more about our stocks, FA lists, and so forth, check out our morning market outlook Robie newsletter in here. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our video and archive in here. And if you're ready, subscribe to our package, our software package VSA 360, and all the plugins that you see for low price of 2 ringgit per market here. And Thank you again for all our great members and also the public giving us a very good review. We're crossed over 400 plus in here. And right now, we'll be looking at a couple of stocks that you want me to. Okay, we got Scientec here from Cool. Definitely sure, no worries. And, okay, let's look at Scientec. Scientec has been a downtrend because it did have some very bad news earning in here. So the market will likely to make a U-turn soon. Yep, that's right. So it made a U-turn in here. The green pentagon was also in line with the overall market in here. You can see the last round when it actually broke through was around the 40 cent. It was down 45% in here. Now take the one of these things, I think it's going to push up this morning. Nice run here, a 5% move. Okay, now this one is a penny stock, as I said before. Usually I don't want to trade anything below the 47 cent. But I think this one will play recovery in here. And also take note, first time it's crossing above the zero line. So keep running this profit in here. Good one there, cool. All right, if any other stocks the public want me to look at, do pencil this in there. And I'm happy to look at them also for that matter. There are many other great stocks in here. Check it out. Also Apple, right? All the US stock has turned green pentagon in here. You can see since then the breakout in here, very nice one, up 3%. You can see since green pentagon 142 has turned up very nice. A lot of good stocks. Check it out on the Smart Robie. And remember, Smart Robie also have US stocks that we cover in there. You can just go to here, go to the S&P 500, go over the Robie chart, and you can see the same thing to AAPL. That's Apple. Right. And you go to stock comment and chart here. And there you go. You can see same chart that what I'm seeing in here. So for all that, all available on Smart Robie, and you can use it during the daytime, absolutely free. A great benefit in there. Do tell your friends about Smart Robie in here. And thank you. Oh yes, we got Chong here for Emulus. Okay, one more. We'll look at Emulus. Emulus hasn't turned green pentagon yet, so you better wait for that one. Okay, the earnings is up. You want to be, buying those company that has turned green pentagon. Be patient, okay? So follow the Smart Robie every morning. I think that's pretty easy to turn. Again, have a good trading plan, a good target profit. Remember, this bullish run may not last forever, as that's why I've shared with you this morning what we call the end of a rising market. Now, for those of you learning, especially Chong, make sure you understand what is the end of a rising market. And don't forget to come and join our masterclass, which we are starting this Saturday. That's all we can always do. Upgrade our skill and not get caught in the same situation again and again, right? So that's all I have for this morning. Thank you for coming. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all stock education and tip sharing to put you ahead 95% of the people in here. Thank you and bye-bye. I'll see you on Wednesday night for our evening talk as well as our morning podcast. You can catch me then on our Telegram channel. Bye-bye.